Oh, hey, welcome to She Speaks Bravo. I'm Emily, and today is Atlanta Day, which means joy and happiness because Kendrick will be joining me to break it all down. But before we get into that, if you are not already subscribed, subscribe, damn it. No, I'm kidding. No pressure. But I am covering Atlanta, Beverly Hills, Southern Charm. That's it for now. I will be covering Salt Lake City. I will also be covering Potomac. Oh, you better believe it. So if you are interested in that, subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, you know I love you. Mean it. All right, let's get into the recap and get Kendrick in here after the intro. Oh, real quick though, there was a little bit of a problem with some of the video that my Wi-Fi connection was in and out all day yesterday. So there's a few choppy edits that may come into play. You may not even notice it, but the perfectionist in me must tell you that. Okay, here we go. My name is Emily, and I have been watching Bravo TV as a form of self-care for over a decade. Needless to say, I'm a complete mess. Subscribe and follow along for painfully insightful recaps about Bravo, true crime, and other great TV. Hit that bell.
Yes, so like the crumbles that were like on the peach cobbler pound cake, it was like that same thing. We had to ask him, we're like, we recognize this because my city is like kind of known for like these butter cookies. He's like, oh yeah, like basically same thing. I did this and that and whipped it up. And we were like, I have never tasted anything so amazing. I don't know how he got this like cognac whipped cream like drizzle that he did with it, but my God.
Question, is the crumble cookie what made it the cobbler?
So no, it was actually like peach cobbler. I'm going to send you a picture right now.
Because
I can't resist.
So it's peach cobbler pound cake. Mm-hmm. So let me just tell you something about pound cake. My dad used to get Entenmann's pound cake when he would go. Okay, you sent me a picture. When he would go to like Ralph's or whatever, and I would like eat it sometimes and he would go to eat his pound cake and I would have already eaten it. Kendrick. Yes.
Can you see the crust? It's oh my God,
that is sexual.
It was. Oh my, there was a lot of
God
in the room when we were eating it. It was amazing. Oh God, I'm going to send you the other 6 courses.
Food porn.
Yes. Oh my God, amazing.
Okay, so that was what we normally talk about before we hop on a recording. I decided to hit record for once. What you just witnessed is literally every time before we actually start recording. Kendrick and I talk. I realize this, Kendrick. We just talk about food all the time.
Oh my God, we're both like two like big foodies. Like I love that. Like you wake up and like there's Taco Bell at your door. Like that is the best thing in the world. So like I love it. I love it. Preaching to the choir here. Okay.
That's the topic of our conversation. Remember when you had chicken wings and you had to like break down chicken wings from your mom, frozen chicken wings?
Oh my God, that was the longest process in the world. It ended up being like 10 like regular size like duffel bag, not duffel bags, but like
duffel bags.
It should have been a duffel bag. They went and bought like this big box of oxtails this past weekend. My mom was chopping away at those oxtails for God knows how long. Like, yeah, so like there a guy.
That's like barbaric to have to break up frozen oxtails.
Oh my God, they were so they're so expensive. Like she got like a case of them for like $75. I was like,
okay,
let's break them down. So yeah. No questions asked. Let's do this.
No questions asked. Just okay. Give me an ice pick.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Hi guys. Today is Atlanta Day, and while it wasn't as exciting as last week because honestly, let's face it, that dinner will go down in history. It will go down in true Housewives history books. It was like one classic quote after the next. This episode was still pretty damn good.
It was I'm loving this Jamaica trip. It's giving us everything we need because it's like that classic struggle like that me and my family have, honestly. We're like, Sonya, I hate to admit it, Sonya's kind of like me, where I'm like, okay, y'all, we've got to be downstairs by 8. Like we've got to go. We have reservations. And my family, like 20 minutes later, they're like coming down the elevator, la la la, well, what's happening? I'm like, can we hurry? Like, we're gonna miss so like it stresses me out like being late to anything, but they're the people that are just like, oh, no worries, they'll hold the table for us. I'm like, no, they won't. Like, come on.
Yes, I'm that person too. Because I feel bad for the people like that have to hold the table and then plan, especially if it's a big party.
Yes. And it's always a big party with us. So I'm like, come on.
It's like the restaurant isn't excited to hold a table for like 10 people.
Right.
Because they may need the tables back. That's multiple tables. They may have a turn. They may need to have a 2 4 tops and 2 2 tops. You don't know.
You never know.
So, because you work in hospitality. So, you're doing the math in your head. So you're like this, it's different. Once you know that side of things.
Yes.
That's why I'm convinced everyone should do like, it should be like a college course, maybe like for a semester or something that whether you have to work in a restaurant or like just learn about it, something, because everyone is going to go to a restaurant.
Yes.
So you might as well learn how that works because it's just when you just have no clue, especially when the big parties are late. It's like when you're a big party, you have to have the most etiquette.
Yes, more than anybody. Like, come on, what are we doing? Good God.
Yes.
It stresses me out so bad. It's so much. That's like me and our friend Kaya from the Bravo While Black podcast. When she always lets me know when she's going to the movies, I stress out for her because she's a person that's like going to stand in line like as the previews are playing and like she's like so she'll walk in like 10 minutes late. I'm like, that could never be me. Like, I'm showing up to the movies like 15 minutes early. I'm just sitting in my seat, like no previews rolling, lights are like beaming in the sky. I'm like, no, I've got to see all the previews, the entire movie. Like,
and now there's like so many ads, like full on ads playing. Like, I didn't realize like when that started, but my God, now there's full ads playing. I'm watching all of those because I need to make sure I'm situated.
Yes.
And my God, there are so many previews. I'm going to see all of them because I cannot. I'm too nervous.
I'm a Marvel fan, so like I can't risk them playing a new trailer that I haven't seen yet. Like I need to see all of that.
Yes, I can. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. And can you imagine someone being like, oh, did you see whatever trailer? And you're like, no.
Right. Oh, that would be a bad day for whoever I'm with. That's a bad day. That's a bad day.
Kaya? I didn't see that.
She like told me the other day, she's like, oh my God, you would have been so proud of me. I did so well. So I was like, what? She was like, I was walking in like as the previews were almost over. So like I didn't miss any of the movie. I'm like, like inhale, exhale. Like I can't. Oh God. As much as I wanted to hate Sonya in this episode, I'm like, I can't because I'd be hating myself. So I get it, Sonya. You've got a fan over here.
No, I feel the same way. Like I find comfort in the people on cast trips who are stressed out about that because that's me too. I'm like, I'm on your side.
Yes. Now, if it's okay, I'll give you like a 5-minute buffer.
Oh, absolutely.
But like, if you're like calling me up in my room, like, because I'm always on time, but if you're calling me like to tell me to come downstairs, like, okay, you're doing too much now because like nobody's beating me with punctuality. Let's hold on now. I'll get there.
Exactly.
Too much.
Right away, we see that KANDI is done with MARLO. I love the energy she's bringing to that confessional. I love when KANDI's done. I love when she's gone all the way up and been done. When she hits that point, it's comedy. I mean,
right.
She's done.
You have to be a you've got to do something horrible to Kandi for not to forgive you at some point. Like, we know she'll never forgive Phaedra. That's out the window. Like, that'll never happen. But like, even Portia was kind of like residual, like catching strays in that situation. But like, even that, she let her come back. Do you think Marlo can come back at some point from this?
I don't. That's a great question. What do we think?
It feels like, okay, so I think I know how the season's going to play out, because I think they do reconcile at some point, because like I believe, God, if I remember like the rumors, like, which I'm glad there weren't a lot of rumors about the season, because I'm loving like learning everything as it happens.
I hate when we get too much while they're filming. Way too much. Hate that.
I know, it's our pet peeve.
Yeah,
I remember though. I think they made up at some point, but then remember she went on Carlos King's podcast when the show was airing, and then Kandi didn't know anything about that. A woman like ambushed her on the red carpet. She's like, so what do you think of Marlo's interview saying that, you know, she's gonna make y'all come to work and you do this and you do that? And then Candy's like, she gets on my motherfucking nerves. I just talked to her ass and all like this. I'm like, oh boy. So I don't know where they go from here. The reunion is gonna be fun.
You're right, because she was surprised by that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Candy's still in the phase where she could like, all right, fine, okay. She could still do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just not the next day. Just not like that. Marlo's not on this trip. Marlo hasn't even said sorry. She's just thinking she can. So you're right. You're right.
Maybe by the fashion presentation, maybe she'll be okay by then. Sheree has me so stressed out. You don't realize.
Just cannot.
No. God.
So Sonia is waiting for people to go they're going to Kingston, which is 2 hours away already. Once you say something like that, we're like, oh no. You have to go somewhere that's 2 hours away. We're already nervous.
Yeah. God.
And they're going to go run on a track. And when Drew says she was a track star, we're like, really? But then they show that picture of her as a kid. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yep. An Olympian.
Alrighty. So, okay. Marlo, everybody is kind of running late. And of course, we're getting nervous. And Marlo gets on the bus and she's like, Drew, thank you for being my therapist last night. And we get this little flash sideways of Drew being like, if you're going to be my friend, be my friend. Basically being like, what the fuck was that? Like, really, what did you just do? Did you forget who your alliance was? Basically, is what translation. And so Marlo apologizes to Ralph. And Ralph is like, yeah, I actually have no idea what the hell happened last night. Like, who are you?
Right.
And Kandi's confessional, the producer's like, do you want Marlo to apologize? She's like, I don't care if she says anything to me.
Ever.
She can go away forever. I don't even want to be on this bus with her. And Kandi and Todd are eating. Kandi and Todd are eating food, whatever it is. I wanted to try it because I was like, what is it? Chicken? Is it empanadas? I wanted to.
Good.
It looked really good. It looked fried, and it looked like I needed to dip it in something. I needed to try it. Okay, but so here's what Kenya isn't. Kandi's like, I don't think Kenya's going to make it because no one checked if she ate last night. Did you hear her say that?
Yes.
And I thought they were at dinner.
Same.
So
we need a lot of explanation behind this because I'm like, wait, what?
But like, you mean at the table?
Right.
Is that the requirement? Like, we're at dinner and she's supposed to be like, have you eaten? Have you eaten? Have you eaten? Have you eaten?
I would think you would just order food. Like, won't that make sense? It's Bravo's dollar. Like, why wouldn't you just order food?
I don't get it.
So weird.
And then, or this morning. And then doesn't Sheree say we had breakfast?
Yes. I don't get any of this.
Okay. So I feel like Kandi, this is what I said in my post. Kenya is just doing this shit for camera. Remember when Peter went on Carlos King's podcast and said that Kenya would come up to him before cameras were up and be like, I'm coming for you. And then go crazy on him during the scene. I think that she's just doing a little bit of this, a little bit of and I feel like Kandi's so lackluster. She was like just saying whatever Kenya told her, like, say no one checked on me and no one's treating me right. Like, she's going to play this narrative of Sonya being a bad host.
Right.
Because she can kind of she can use that because of like the members. She's like, only for couples. She's going to like try to, this is my theory. Because it doesn't make sense.
None of it makes sense. It's so weird. Like, I don't understand why this whole episode felt like Kenya was like gung-ho to have a problem with Sonya. And I really didn't understand it because let's say that like, let's just like chalk it up to a miscommunication with the whole I Fit bus leaving at 9:30, like whatever. Because from what we saw, nobody was there at 9:30.
No one was there at 9:30.
Nobody. So, I mean, it's one thing to say like I was there and when you were there like 9:35 and they were gone, like, okay, like that might be a little stretch, like, damn, you could wait 5 minutes. But y'all, like, they were showing Sheree by the pool, like at the beach, like all kinds of stuff. So, like, you had intentions of being there, maybe, but y'all weren't there. Yeah. Marlo went and got right on the bus and went to Kingston. And no offense, no shade to Marlo, but if Marlo can figure it out, I would think that Kenya Moore could figure it out. I'm just saying. Just saying.
But it just feels so then when Sonya calls, the tone Kenya has is intentionally taunting.
Yeah.
And we know this, Kenya. We've seen this. I'm just not going to let it get to me. I'm not going to get sucked in to it again. Okay. Kenya,
I was watching this.
Win.
I was watching this and I was like, Emily is probably so triggered right now watching this scene.
And I won't let it get me again.
Don't let it. She will not take me down one more time. I will not allow it. I'm proud of you. Because
I'm on to her. I know what she's fucking doing. She's just making Sonya work for that peach. She knows that she didn't really bring much to that dinner the night before. It was all candy. So she's like, what can I do? This is easy. I'll just like be late and pick a fight with Sonya. It's super easy. Sonya's really easy to mess with.
Yeah.
She's got such obvious buttons that are like surface level. She's not going too deep. She's just like being late for her Jamaica trip.
Right. You know what I think it is too? Because you actually bring up a really good point. I think she can do this with Sonya because I think at this point they've had it out so many times that like she knows Sonya is going to be like, really? Oh, I'm sorry. And then like roll over and then it's okay. Had this been like a Nene or something, this would have been like the battle of the century at the reunion and like all kind of stuff. Cause like Nene would take that as like the ultimate form of disrespect and all like that. But Sonya, not that girl. She's just like, oh, okay. Well, okay. Meet us there if you can. It's whatever, it's all right. Okay. And then she moves on. So like she has the right one. She definitely has the right person.
Let's not forget how Sonya invited Kenya and KANDI to model her whatever
Black
the hell
Friday.
that was. Yeah, Black Friday sports wear, whatever the hell that was. So Kenya knows that she has such an upper hand in that dynamic and can kind of do no wrong. Because her attitude when Sonya called was like, so are you coming? She's like, yeah. And Sonya's like, so we kind of want to leave in 5 minutes. So can you hurry? She's like, sure, I'll try.
Right. Oh boy.
And so a bunch of followers pointed out that the shot of her like opening up the curtains and being like, look at this beautiful beach was actually from their first day there. And they just repurposed it to like really drive the point home that Kenya was in no way hurrying.
Can I say, because I saw these comments too, I'll be on your post. I saw these comments and then someone said like, well, Ken, she said it on Twitter. And I was like, okay, I believe that. And so then when I rewatched the episode to do my memes, I was watching, I was like, she showed up to Kingston in a black top and black bottoms like she has on in that scene.
Okay.
So it was weird. So like I need to explain to me.
It would take a woman's eye to spot the difference in the outfit because the black top in the first one was a thicker strapped, more like a but the outfit she had on in Kingston is a spaghetti strapped black top.
Oh. What's wrong with a spaghetti strap?
And I well done. And I was like, touche. Okay. They may have. Okay. So well done.
Well
Good
done.
eye.
Bravo.
They did a good job of really making it seem like Kenya was really being a see you next Tuesday there.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that, well, whatever. It means nothing. It means they just return. That's what the editors do. Something I found out that really pisses me off that editors do. So if you're ever watching a scene, and so you're watching a scene and there's like two people talking. And if the person who's talking, their head is facing away and you hear like audio, like they're like, hey, so when we went to whatever, and then it cuts back, most likely they didn't say that in that moment. Most likely they pulled the audio from something else. And so I was watching Winter House, and because someone pointed out that they were like, Winter House was a bunch of audio pulled from different areas. And I was watching it again. I was like, oh my God, it is. It's like the entire scene is like there's no audio coming out of their mouth. It's like in a frame.
It's so crazy because like sometimes, no, I hate it because like sometimes they even like they really do like tell the story they want to tell.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you can tell like when you're listening to the scene, the voice pitch and everything is different. So like someone will be like, you see one's part like face listening to something and it's like, girl, you won't believe this. And then when you see it, she's like depressed. She's like, I just had to go about something. It's like, that is not the same conversation. Like, what are we watching right now?
I hear, and sometimes it's almost like they went into a recording studio and they were like recorded a pickup. Like they did like a dub over. It's so bad. So that's how much we watch these fucking shows that we
The casual viewer does not have these problems. It's okay.
Okay, so they get on the Kingston tour, and I mean, man, they gave Sonya her moment. Well done. First season, and she gets a whole home tour. Her auntie Sharon comes out. Well, she should feel honored.
I will say, I kind of love that they shaded her, but gave her props a little bit on the after show. So like they were talking about how, Sonya and Marlo are in not a scene together, but they're in the same room doing the after show.
Yeah,
they're coupled up for the after show. And Marlo was talking about, oh my God, we got to see like your really humble beginnings and where you came from and all of this and all of that. And then it cut to Sheree and Kenya, and they were like, Sonya grew up really privileged. Did you know that? And she was like, yeah, like she had like butlers and maids and like all this kind of stuff. And I was like, you wouldn't have known it from what we've seen, but apparently they know more than we do about this.
Where?
Right. Apparently grew up with like staff and help and like all kinds of stuff.
Oh, they did not do a good enough job showing that.
Right. So I guess it was I don't know. Maybe it was the like, I'm an Olympian, I came from the bottom, now I'm here type of story that they want to say. I don't know,
Okay, that was some good information. Interesting. Back on the bus, they talk about John from the night before. And apparently Todd says that when he left, he said, I'm going to go change and hit Kenya up. I mean, I freaking hope Kenya hit it.
I know.
Lord, he was just gorgeous. I wish he would come back on.
I know, just for us, one more
just
episode.
For us.
I love Sheree's line of, no one will know if they slept together except the walls of her room. And she's like, well, her walls too. Good one, Sheree. Good job, Sheree.
Sheree's good.
Good confessionals.
Okay, so they go to the Devon house to get ice cream, and so Sheree pulls Marlo aside to talk, and Sheree's doing a decent job of trying to like let Marlo know, like, that wasn't your best work.
Right.
But Marlo's like, she's just like, why was KANDI even in it? Like, why wasn't she staying out of my business? Fine. Okay. Like, sure. But then Monietta and KANDI talk. Heath. Hi, Heath. Got to give props to Heath.
Hey, Heath.
By the way, doesn't Heath, I figured out who Heath looks like. Chris Maloney. Do you know who that is?
SVU.
He has Chris Maloney energy. Chris Maloney with like a beard. Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. Okay.
That's why we love him. I love Christopher Maloney.
A little Oz. Okay, I feel you.
So Candy's like, it started with Ralph. I didn't like that. And she's like, another line, she goes, stop giving him the third degree. Give yourself the third degree. Yep. That should be on a t-shirt.
Right.
Right. Or a mug.
That's something. I want merch.
Something. She's just gonna make merch all that. Like Kandi just makes merch. She's like, there's already a bitch I'm worldwide merch for crying out loud.
Right.
Oh,
but
God,
we don't know where Sheba Sheree is.
Okay, I can't. So now Kenya shows up, and here's the Kenya we know. Like I could see it in her face, her whole attitude. This was giving me the same vibe of like when she was doing this to Cynthia, when Cynthia had her commercial shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Same energy where she knows she's being a total bitch, but she's pretending like, what am I doing? What am I doing?
It's even like more similar. Like even think like a couple of weeks ago when she showed up, like she didn't want to stay with them in where were they at? I want to say Lake Tahoe, but it was not Lake Tahoe.
But
Blue
it felt
Ridge
like Blue Ridge, yeah.
Blue Ridge. I don't remember the name because we called the episode. What you doing here, Blue? Or who gonna check me, Blue Ridge? Yeah. But even that episode when she shows up, like that, you know, she the night before she had her own place, but then she comes, Marlo wants to have a conversation with her, but she's like, maybe, you know, and she's like hopping through the house and skipping, and now she intends to stay there, but won't have a conversation with Marlo. It's like, oh boy, yeah, this is MO, this is modus operandi here.
But I'm not gonna let it get to me.
Nope. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I know what she's doing. doing. So Sonya's trying so hard. She's like, can I talk to you, Kenya? She pulls her aside. She's like, okay, be cool. She's like, so what's going on? Like, why couldn't you show up? And then, so the way Kenya's eating her ice cream, even, she's just like, and then she like leans her head down. She's like, Oh, it was, I was like, breathe, Emily, you got this. Stay in it. Stay in it. Stay in it. And she's like, I feel like I've been on time for all of your events. And they immediately do a montage of her tardiness. Yeah. Which was 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I mean,
they have been montaging the hell out of Kenya this trip.
They have been montaging her.
Because last week when she's like, I'm such a great judge of character. Like the men I pick are all great. Then they go all the way back to Walter. They go to Matt. They go to Mark. It's like, oh boy, Kenya. They are not.
They really have been montaging.
Not letting you have this.
That's like how you know that they're fucking with you. They are montaging the fuck out of you.
Yes, they're pulling footage. I love it.
But of course, Kenya is, when she goes into this, she's going to give you the same formula: passive aggressive, then a little bit of a performance. So now she goes, well, if you really want to know what's happening, I was on the phone with Brooklyn, and you see, she doesn't want to come to Atlanta to see her. I mean, it was a whole thing. Yeah. And Sonya's like, listen, every time. And I love that they cut right back to her doing that. We called it. We're like, doesn't this feel a little convenient that now yet again she's talking about how I let him walk all over me in my marriage, so now I'm not going to let people walk all over me in my life. And we were like, but you never let people walk all over you in your life. Like it was just in your marriage.
Literally only in your marriage, nowhere else.
That's it. The rest of your life you were fine. Very weird. Okay, so Sonya just has to stuff it down. Yep, stuff it down.
Has to eat it, Sonya.
Let's go do some stuff.
Because then you're the asshole if you argue against that. Like Kenya is perfect for that, because like she'll give you an excuse that you know is BS, but you know you're an asshole. But who's going to argue with someone saying that like their 3-year-old daughter, whose birthday party you were just at, they're upset that their father won't come to town. They don't want to see them anymore. Who's going to argue against that? Honestly, nobody. Nobody.
Like, she's looking at her like, well done.
Right. Touche, bitch. Touche.
Checkmate. Okay. All right. Let's go run around a track now.
Right.
So on the bus, Marlo plays this so wrong. She's like, Simon bought Porsche Rolls Royce. And Kandi knows she's talking to her, but Candy's just like, No, she's like, don't talk to me.
Kandi, Simon just got Portia a Rolls Royce. She's like, Kandi. Huh? Kandi.
Why are you talking to me?
Oh, girl, you're so silly. Now, you that motherfucking man.
Girl,
but that's okay. Well, don't say nothing, bitch. It's
you
okay.
don't say nothing.
You're so petty. Grow
I'm
up, bitch.
petty.
You grown.
Bitch, shut the up.
This scene is so perfect in so many ways because, like, one, we all know Marlo is wrong 10 times out of 10. Like, that's just how it is. But I love the fact that she audibly said Kandi's name about 5 times and just would not take the hint. She's like, Kandi, you see Simon got Portia a new Rolls Royce? Kandi, huh, Kandi? Did you see that, Kandi? Kandi. And it was like, oh my God. Kandi's like, why are you talking to me? Get out of here. I'm not talking to you. Do you not remember what just transpired not even 24 hours ago? You literally were attacking me and my husband. Like, no, not doing this. Not doing this.
And then she's like, you're so petty. No, not the move. Then apologizes, says you're so petty, then goes the apology route. Oh, nice. Yeah. That works, Marlo.
Oh boy.
Oh, Marlo.
Oh boy.
All right. So they're at the track. Sonya has to give the speech about how this was the track that I was, a young. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot from Sonya. We are getting a lot of this. So, okay, we get it.
I love that Drew says, we get it. You ran races. You won races. Like, we get it, girl. It's like, I hate to reduce an Olympian athlete to that, but it's also like, girl, okay, now. You get
a lot.
You got one more episode of this now. Come on now, okay?
Yeah. I mean, she holds the American record for 48 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, I get it. That's a lot. Yeah. It's an honor, but it's they're maybe that's the way they're cutting it, but man, they are milking it.
Mm-hmm.
But then she says, watch me run, and then is barefoot.
Ooh, you got to take them shoes off the run. That's what they teach you in the hood. You can't run a race with tennis shoes on.
I can't. And then it's in 36 seconds. I'm like, so wait, did she break her own record or what was that?
I think she said she got around that whole thing in 48 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I was confused about. So I was like, so what was 36 seconds? So I needed her to run that whole track in order for me to be, I'm not impressed.
Right. Me from my couch, like stomach lapped over. Exactly. Like, I'm not impressed.
I'm like, and how far'd you go?
Right. I can do that too, girl.
I can do it. Let's go.
Really?
Not really. Not even a little. Not a little bit. I would be Drew twisting my ankle.
Exactly.
Just walking out onto the track.
I love the sound she makes. That. I want that as my ringtone. Like every time someone texts me.
Don't think you. Yes.
I would love that. Every time it's time to record, I get like a reminder. Oh. I'm like, I'm coming. That
would be perfect.
Someone can do it out there. I know one of y'all that follow us. Y'all are good with tech. I'm not a tech guy. Somebody can do that for us.
Yes, please. Oh my God. Okay, so Marlo versus Drew. Marlo's outfit, Drew's outfit. Like, it's just, they committed.
Mm-hmm.
They fucking committed, and I loved it.
They did.
So they run their race. It is nearly a tie. Honestly, it's nearly a tie. Like it's practically just the only reason Marlo's leg is in any way like further out is because she's taller. I say it's a dead tie. And somehow they decide, someone tells Drew, like, you won. And she's like, what? And twist her foot.
Yes. Of course it didn't happen during the match. That would be too unlike part. Drew. Right. It's very much Drew Sidora to do it afterwards.
Listen, I've never felt more represented on a television show. That is so me. Mm-hmm. I went through a phase where I kept twisting my right ankle and it was at my left. I'm not kidding you guys. This was an epidemic. Like the last time I did it, I was like, this is it. This is the time it's broken because I had done it so many times. Okay, so I'm walking this dog and I go to step off a curb, very normal thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I look to my left and I just didn't pay attention, I guess, because suddenly I forgot how to walk and I came down on my ankle.
Ooh.
And just twisted it just the right way. And it was a very steep curb. And I went down. And I mean, I went down, but I went down. I was like, like I went down to the ground.
You
and
said, oh.
I made that sound. And these two like awesome women, they're probably like in their 70s. These two awesome women like came to my aid and we had to like contact the owner of the dog because I was like, I physically can't walk to take this dog home. But I was out for, I want to say like 7 weeks total. Ooh. I had to get one of those scooters because I couldn't even in my own house, but I was convinced it was broken because it was so bad, but it was just a bad sprain. So I felt Drew's pain. It's the dumbest, you do it doing the dumbest thing and it's all over.
I'm glad she's at least, she's out of it now. Like she wanted to make everyone know, like on the after show, she's like, I don't have it now. I have on heels. I'm okay. So I wonder how long it lasted for her. Probably through the end of the season, I would imagine. Yeah. Because it was a tear, right?
I couldn't tell what they were saying happened to it, but that poor thing in Jamaica, like, and then you got to travel. Gotta get on a plane. God, that's such a pain in the ass. The minister of sports shows up and Drew's on the ground. But that was badass. She's like, I got the #1 doctor for you.
Right. I mean, if you're going to fall somewhere, that's the place to fall, apparently.
I didn't even think of that, but I was like, wait a minute, never mind. This is the perfect person to do this in front of.
Right.
Damn.
Go you, Drew.
Go you, Drew. Okay, so back on the bus, they're on their way home, and Sonya's giving them the itinerary for the next day. All right, the next morning. Okay, guys, I have a very random bone to pick. The editors. This was one of the most horribly edited and explained sequences I've ever seen. Okay. And I usually love the editors. So I had to 7 a.m. Sonya takes off in a golf cart. And then suddenly there's some flashes of her and Ross like doing some sort of thing. I'm like, so wait, hold on. What is this? Like, are they working out? I actually don't know what this is. Then 9:30. Like the title card says 9:30 and Marlo's on a bus for the iFit photo shoot. I'm like, okay, that's sort of okay. Then it's 9:50 and Kenya is outside calling the concierge being told that the bus left 20 minutes ago. I'm like, wait, what bus? Hold on.
Right.
Then Marlo says that she was on time, but Kenya and Sheree weren't there. I'm like, for what? What just happened, you guys? So I had to rewind it and like rewatch to figure out what happened. So let me explain, since the editors felt like we didn't need that properly explained to us. Marlo got on the bus at 9:30, which is where they were all supposed to be.
Right.
The other two weren't there. So the bus left, took her to the shoot. And that's what happened.
I got a little insight about this.
Okay, thank you. Was that on the after show?
Yes. So Sonya had to explain it because, obviously the end of the dinner, the big fuss was that Kenya and Sheree felt like she didn't check in on them. She didn't care if they came or not, like all that kind of stuff.
At the end of the dinner? Like the dinner the night before?
No, the dinner at the end of the episode.
Oh, okay.
That's what, cracked everything off. And so Sonya said that what happened was Marlo was the only one that showed up. She didn't question it because she was like, okay, the night before, they just had this huge blow up. It was supposed to be, don't get me wrong. It was supposed to be KANDI, I think, coming as well. I think that's what it was. KANDI was supposed to come too, but when she didn't see KANDI, she was like, that makes sense. They literally just got into the blowout of the year the night before. I'm sure KANDI does not want to be around her. So when only Marlo showed up, she's like, oh, okay, cool. Everyone else went to the catamaran that I set up for them. So she's like, no problem. They'll go to that. Marlo will come to me, support this, and then we'll just meet up at dinner. So she didn't think anything about like calling Kenya or calling Sheree to like actually verify if they were okay, if they were coming. Now she just assumed that everyone else was like, no, I need a day on the party bus. Like, that's what I need. Wait, where were Todd and Kandi during all this? Did they just stay in their room?
I feel like they must have just been like, we don't even bother filming us. We're just gonna chill.
Okay. Gotcha. So I'm guessing that's why she didn't care about it, or didn't not care. Just why she didn't check on anyone, because she's like, well, Marlo's here.
And she's like,
one
I'm
wants to be
working.
around her. Right. It's her job. She's doing it.
She has said over and over and over
Imagine.
again that she's there for iFit.
Mhm.
So that it just, I understand. Okay, this is kind of mean, but Sheree's a little dumb compared to Kenya,
Yeah.
right? Like Kenya knows exactly how things work. So she knows by calling at 9:50 that the bus left at 9:30. She gets it. She
Right.
knows that. Sheree, though, is totally dumb enough to be like, I was there at 9:30. And then, you know, really showing up at 9:45 and being confused that like
right.
9:30 is real 9:30 and not her 9:30.
Right.
I actually understand Sheree being genuinely confused by it and being like, I was here at 9:30. It's like, no, real 9:30 Sheree.
Right.
She's like, I still don't get it. Like, you know what I mean? That's where
Right.
Kenya is calculated, and Kenya knew what she did.
Kenya
So
wanted it captured on camera that she was calling to make an effort.
she's like, what do you mean? It's 9:50. They made sure to put that in there. So, okay. So iFit commercials happening at the same time now. It's 11 a.m. and Kenya is doing it up for the cameras. Again, Sheree's genuinely upset because she's confused. I would have gone. She's like, I really like, that's my team. I'm team Marlo Sonia.
Right.
And Kenya's like, sure. I can't believe like you invite us and then you don't let us go with you. It's such an act. She's just doing this for the cameras. She's
absolutely.
This is not real. Okay. I'm not buying it for a second.
No.
And I totally get why if Sonia saw Kenya calling, she probably was like, I don't need to call her back because she's probably trying to see like just logistical things.
Right.
And is like, well, she knows where I'm at. She knows I'm at the iFit commercial.
Like, call a producer. Like, what do you need
Right?
me for? Like, you have like a whole, like, you have line producers, like, they're all there. Like, call one of them. What do you need me for? I'm working.
Exactly. Like, you know where I'm literally going to be until this wraps. So what am I going to do?
Right.
And so, okay. So Marlo meets up with Sonia after like they're done. And Sonia does say, did you hear this? She said she lost her phone.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. She, at one point she says, I lost my phone. So even if they were trying to get a hold of me, she might've just meant like on set. Like she had left it somewhere at one point and like she couldn't find it. That's maybe what she meant. So maybe like there was a period of time where like she couldn't find her phone. So she's like, even if they were trying to call, so it's something that's probably all it was.
Right.
And so Marlo in her confessional says she arranged, Marlo saying she arranged, as in like Marlo herself arranged transportation to make sure she could be at the shoot on time. And I'm like, what do you mean you arranged it?
Right.
I feel like production just had the bus there like they had planned and you got on it.
Right.
Right.
Like nothing else. Yo, absolutely.
Why are
you're not renting like a full bus or a Sprinter to get you somewhere. Like, what do you mean? You
arranged that. Okay, Marlo. Okay, so Drew's room, Drew's foot's all elevated and Kandi stops by to run lines and Drew's trying to give her acting tips and Kandi is like, shut the fuck up. Like, no.
I love it too because it's all like, it sounds like really good advice she's giving her, but it sounds also wonderful. Like, right. Candy's like, what are we doing right now? Like, girl, I set this up as a scene.
Candy's
in
like,
her mind, I'm like,
it's about my money.
Right. Yeah. Like, girl, come on.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Let's talk.
She's like, this is just for the camera.
Right.
Marlo had said at one point, because this is why Drew's a little surprised that Marlo and Sonia are so close, which I kind of forgot about this too.
Right.
I'd forgotten that Marlo had called Sonia a suck up.
Yeah.
Because she did. Right. I forgot. I love when I get reminded of things because we think we have it all, but I forgot.
Yep.
but Marlo was doing the math and was like, wait, hold on. Sonya's the only one that's like totally team Marlo.
Mm-hmm.
And Drew goes about Marlo, she's just messy. And Kandi goes, it's messy as fuck.
Candy's just happy someone else had the revelation, like as she had it too. She's like, okay, we're gonna all come away from this trip knowing what a messy ass motherfucker that Marlo is. Yep.
Like, that is how we're gonna handle this. Okay.
Yep.
In conclusion.
Yep.
So this is where Kandi was. Kandi was running lines with Drew.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Drew wasn't on the boat either. That's right. Yeah.
So there we go. So while that's happening, they're the catamaran with all the ladies, with Monietta, Kenya, Sheree, Michelle, and Heath.
Yes. Heath's down to have a good time. He doesn't care who's there.
He is so okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
And Kenya gets on the mic and does a pretty offensive accent.
Yeep.
That wasn't her best move. I was like, oh, no, they're Jamaican. They are actually Jamaican, and they actually talk like that.
Yeah.
And you maybe shouldn't try and just speak like you would speak.
Maybe.
But just be like, hey, I'm Kenya, and like, we're on a catamaran. And here's what I'm
didn't get offensive.
Yep, right. I'm like, okay, so here we go.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And all right, so we get this amazing dance moment. No one does dancing better than Atlanta.
Yes. Season 8 in Miami trip.
Stop.
On the boat, them, Kim Fields, all having the time of their life. Everything.
It's always great. It's always great. But so after that, they start talking about She by Sheree.
Yes. Oh boy.
And Sheree says, you just right when you think she has already capped out at all of the funny, spring, summer, September, all that crap. Yep. She says it's actually going to be, it's not a fashion show. It's a fashion presentation.
What does that mean?
And you see, this is the Sheree I love the most. This is the delusional Sheree, where she is 100% serious.
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay, so because then after like Kenya volunteers to model, and then like her and Monietta do this insane ratchet dance off that just is they need to stop. Yes. And Sheree then says, I'm looking for more classy runway models that represent my brand. This is Sheree at her best. Like, just it reminded me of like season 1 Sheree, when she's just talking about herself as just this regal person.
I like things that are elegant and sophisticated, just like me. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So this fashion presentation with classy runway models, I can't wait. And I'm telling you right now, I'm afraid to say this, but if she doesn't launch She by Sheree, the second that episode airs,
I'm pissed.
What do we do? What do we do?
Because I'm like prepared. Like, I'm putting money aside to buy like a full jumpsuit. Like, I need it.
I'm like, literally, I am going to because my friends are the ones who get the satellite and they watch the East Coast feed. Mm-hmm. So I already told them, like, I'm coming over that Sunday and I will be there literally on my phone, ready to go. I'm like refreshing the website, because if I don't get a She by Sheree jogger, I'm going to cry. But if that product is not available for purchase, because I'm just assuming that's what she's waiting for, right?
It's got to be. Like, I'm assuming, like, okay, presentation hopefully goes well. Like, okay, that went well. Let's do a limited run when the season finale airs, and then we'll launch it out there for the masses. If that goes well, we'll reinvest, make a bigger line. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to. I feel like I give her the benefit of the doubt at every single turn, and I just want a sweatshirt. That's all. I just want a sweatshirt. If you have matching pants, wonderful. But I just want a sweatshirt. That's literally all I want. That's it.
I'm.
You know what's gonna piss me off though, and I hate. It's gonna piss me off if the season finale comes, and if it's something stupid like she's launching her Kickstarter, or if she's like, put your orders in now, and then once we get up to a certain number, we're gonna play.
No. I want that website live.
Same.
And I want it sold out in no time, because it will be. We are all ready to go.
The entire Bravo community, we're waiting on pins and needles. We're waiting.
I want that website to crash for real. The way Drew thought Drop It With Drew crashed.
Boy, oh boy. I'm hoping. Oh, how many episodes do we have left in the season? This was
KANDI
14.
on Speak On It. KANDI thinks that there are 3 more regular episodes and then the reunions.
Oh, okay. So Jamaica trip, then 2 more episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they would have at least got 18. I feel like 18 is a good round number, but 17, okay.
Right?
Because I know they usually shoot reunion
17,
like a month
18,
in advance
19,
of the reunion
20,
airing.
18, 19, 20. You know, you're right.
Right?
I feel like we might get to 18, because then 18, 19, 20, 21, because I know that I heard somewhere that Beverly Hills, is getting 21 episodes. But I wonder if that was 20.
With or without reunion.
I was just going to say, was that without reunions? Because they never know how many reunion episodes, because they never know how many parts those are going to be.
Right. Because
I swear, if fucking Beverly Hills gets more episodes than Atlanta,
that'll annoy the hell out of me. That will annoy the hell out of me. They've had their mid-season trailer too, like a while ago, like not much after Atlanta, right? So
now I want to go back and like watch to see when Beverly Hills had it.
Oh, because I feel like it came right before Kathy came, right?
Right before, yes.
So I don't know. I'm gonna do some digging. I'm gonna see, because I feel like if Atlanta gets 17, Beverly Hills, you better not go over a damn inch. I mean, a damn centimeter. You do the same thing, because y'all season is not giving them much.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I bet they will get more, because the ratings are so fucking high for Beverly Hills.
That annoys me
so
much.
annoyed by that. I know.
It annoys me so
Let's
much.
not go down that dark path.
I know.
Okay? We're in a happy place. This is Atlanta Day. Okay.
Yes.
This is happy day. Okay.
I love the fact though that Atlanta has had 2 straight weeks of season highs. So hopefully when the ratings come out tomorrow, it's a 3rd week, because we're loving this Jamaica trip.
You know what? I'm gonna say and that is because of content creators like us.
Mm-hmm.
We have not given up. We have continued to post content, even though my engagement is shit every time I post Atlanta content.
I hate it so much. People are
garbage.
Gosh.
I don't care. I will continue to post it, and I will continue to talk about it whenever I do Beverly Hills, because
that's why I love you.
Swear to God. All right. They're on their way to dinner, and Sheree, I'm telling you, this is organically true for her and her soul. She says, I was in the lobby at 9:30. So they finally cut to her being on the beach at 9:30. And I'm telling you, in her mind, she truly feels like that was on time. She's like, no, I was.
Absolutely.
Because she probably left there and moseyed over to where the bus was 20 minutes later and was like, I'm still confused. I don't understand. Because, that's just her life.
Yep.
And so, with Drew's in a wheelchair, that's just great. The guys have to like lift her up the stairs. Drew is the best one to be in a wheelchair, though. Drew and Sutton, like when Sutton was in a wheelchair, like those are like that fits their characters on the show to be in wheelchairs,
Yes.
And you can see Sonia like fuming as she's just like, are you like, is this really about to happen? Like, I have done everything I possibly can. And I was working are you really about to do this? And I think I actually understand her being being pissed at Sheree, because Sheree's like, are you that dumb? Because she is.
Right.
But Kenya is going to take it over the top because Sheree would have maintained, Sheree would have been able to have a conversation and like slowly understood it little by little by little. And Kenya's going to be like, oh, no, I'm not here to do that. I'm here to fuck some shit up.
The moment.
Here it is.
The moment. Yep.
And so they go to Rose Hall, this very beautiful dinner. And KANDI actually asks to hear an excerpt from Ralph's book. And I was touched.
It's a book.
Okay. It's a book.
It's a book.
And Drew is just in love with it. And while Drew is explaining why she just was so moved, Kenya decides this is a good time to ask Sheree, did you talk to Sonia about, and Sheree's like, yeah, but she was like, no one was there at 9:30. Kenya goes, what? Not listening to a word Drew was saying.
No.
And here we go. She goes, I called twice. And Sonia's like, I was working. And she's like, you haven't checked on us all day. As if in any way that was her job. In no way is this Sonia's responsibility at all.
Everyone on this trip, and sorry, Kenya, but everybody on this trip is a grown ass woman. And you're the I don't want to call it.
Oh my God! Wait, group, you know what I just remembered? Think of how she treated them when she was the host.
Exactly, crab cake gate.
Crab cake gate. Oh my God! I just got mad again.
I know.
Don't. And the way KANDI got mad, she's like, "Now here you come with that crab cake." That was, you know what?
Finger was
that was too far. So how dare she? Okay, how dare she? How dare she act like Sonia was supposed to check on her?
Right?
Why?
Get out of here! You gave the girls luncheon meat while you ate like from Uber Eats.
Oh.
You'll be okay. I hate like calling people's age. Like, you're the oldest one in the group. You're okay. Like, you don't need someone to sit there and like baby you all day. You've got it figured out. You're okay. You went and had a great time on the boat. This shouldn't have even been an issue at all. You're
just stirring up shit. That's all she's doing. That's all she's doing. And it's like, I wish I could like jump into Sonia's mind at this moment and be like, don't give her anything. I wish Sonia would have been like, too bad.
Right.
Because that's what Kenya would have done to her. Kenya would have said, Kenya would have kept eating and been like,
right, exactly.
So then Kenya goes to the next level. She goes, is that how you treat your guests?
Oh,
I mean, okay. All right. And then, but then Sheree again, she goes, I feel like you uninvited me. And I feel like Sheree means it again. Like, Sheree is sincere and earnest in this.
Yes.
And she's like, and then Kenya jumps on and she goes, I felt like that too. Oh, I bet you did.
Right. I feel like that now that someone said it out loud.
Oh, yeah, that too. That's how I felt. I felt left out. Oh, man, I'm so sad.
There.
Yep. And I think MARLO is the one that says one at a time, because they all start talking at once. And of course, Kenny's like, we can speak whenever we want to speak. And I don't know if this is very toxic of me, but when Ross slowly stands up and says, don't fuck with my wife, I was so turned on.
I quivered a little bit.
Yeah. I said, don't fuck with her. Okay, don't. I said, I won't.
See, I feel like there's I'm going to try to justify us in our
okay,
toxicity.
yeah, please.
I feel like there's a difference between like this behavior and like what Peter Thomas used to do, because Peter would like, that was the definition of like, quote unquote, getting in women's business, because like he was arguing back with them and like all this kind of stuff. I feel like Ross just felt like he needed to put his foot down because there was an unwarranted barrage coming at his wife. He's like, y'all know I'm not gonna get physical with you. I'm not even gonna do too much vocally, but like, don't fuck with my wife. Like, let's not do that. I'm not gonna threaten you. I'm not gonna do any of that. Let's not do this though. And so I feel like, did I do okay? I don't know. I feel like I
liked it.
Okay, yeah.
I felt that way too because it wasn't like he yelled.
Right.
He stood up slowly, and he went, "Don't fuck with my wife."
Very demure, very demure.
Because I feel like he knew what Kenya was doing. He was like, "I see what. Listen, this one right
game,
here.
Peep game.
I see what you're doing. Okay, so I need you to stop that.
Yep.
Okay, all right." He said it to Kenya,
who was fucking with his wife. So, because
if just Sheree had the problem, Sonia could have easily just had that conversation and been like, "I'm sorry, honestly, I think you might have just missed the bus." And
right,
Marlo could have been like, "Sheree, you were not on the bus at 9:30."
Right.
And then Sheree would have probably, if Kenya had not gotten involved, Sheree probably would have been like, "Okay, maybe 9:45." And then they all would have laughed and been like, "See, Sheree can't get anywhere on time." And then it would have been over and done. But Kenya is just doing that thing that she does where cameras go up. And this is just a very tired bit where she's just fabricating something for cameras. Cause she knows she's not, and I hate saying it, but Sheree is a little dumb compared to Kenya.
I mean, I don't think the smartest women in the world are dating Martell Holt. So I can probably agree with you. I can probably agree with you on that. So
and introducing Martell to her kids.
Boy, he had a whole thing over the weekend too. Oh, I ignored
what?
Like, nope, not doing this with you, Martell.
What?
His newest baby mama.
No.
Got online. Yeah, she did a whole thing. She said
Wait a minute.
She said the stupidest thing out of her mouth. It's too much.
What happened?
She went on a rant because apparently she's finally publicly pissed off that he's dating Sheree, because now I guess she's saying she knew they were together, but now she's seeing them going out together, gallivanting in public for TMZ and all this kind of stuff. So now she was pissed off. She posted these long messages on Instagram, and there was a point where she stopped and she gave her followers advice where she goes, "Y'all," I almost can't say this seriously. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
She goes, "Y'all, it's really not worth it to have a baby with a married man. Just don't do it, you guys." And it's are you talking like me? Who are you? Who is this for? Really? Who is this for? It can't be for me. Who are you talking to? Really? Who do you have to remind?
It's not worth it, you guys. It's just not.
Oh boy.
That's good advice.
Great advice. Maybe she should take it.
I'm going to take that.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad we got that bit of advice. So anyone out there, in case you were wondering, it's just not worth it.
Not worth it. Nope.
It's too complicated.
Unless you are both single or in the same marriage, it is not worth it to have a child with that person. Yeah.
Well then, okay. So now that on that note, I'm really educational.
Yes.
On that educational note, let's wrap it up. All right.
Let's do it.
I'm going to write that down actually.
Yes.
All right. Tell the people where to find you.
I'm going to put that up as a Joey Gorga selfie quote somewhere. I feel like I need to post that somewhere on Instagram so people will really get the message. You actually
need to do that. You need to put as the author of the quote, Martell's baby mama.
Yes. Jesus.
Don't you?
I do.
Okay.
Good Lord. You can find me anywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, all of the places. I'm Kendrick of Reality and Comics 2. Follow me on Instagram at Reality Comics 2. That's TOO for all the memes, story foolishness, all of the stuff. Follow me, people.
Follow him. Pleasure as always, my darling. And guys, subscribe, like, comment, rate, review, and all of the things. And I will see you next time. Love ya. Bye.
Bye.